Wait, so you said you listen to podcasts every morning.
Yeah.
I listen to podcasts every morning.
Okay.
I didn't know this. Did you know I listen to podcasts every morning?
I think we talked about it. You've talked in the past about how you listen to Gary Vee.
Yeah, I listen to Gary Vee all the time.
Yeah.
There's 3 people I listen to.
Okay, go.
There's a fourth person that I frequent his like YouTube stories, and that's Joe Rogan. I don't really listen to ever his. Okay. Maybe once a year I'll listen to one of his episodes. What? Why?
I thought you were gonna say like Tucker Carlson or something like that. Just
no. Okay. Sorry. 4.
Oh,
There's
no.
4. No. It's better. It gets better. Don't worry. It's not Tucker Carlson. For all of our right-wing clients, I'm sorry. I still want to work with you.
Yeah.
So I listen to probably tons and tons and tons of Young Turks. You know the Young Turks?
Yeah.
So progressive network, online network, right?
Yeah.
So I listen to them a lot. I like them. I agree with a lot of what they believe. So I listen to them probably like from the moment I get up all the way through getting ready to getting into the office. I'll listen. I start with them, and then after that, once I get into the car, then I'm like, all right, I got to get out of this like political, like right versus left, like mindset, right? And I switch over because it's not healthy for my day, right? But like in the morning, I listen to politics first.
Okay.
Right. So I wake up angry. I wake up and just immediately get it out of the way, you know, like, and then after that, when I get in the car, then I switch over to Gary Vee or Alex Hormozi or Grant Cardone or something like that, something that's like sales or business or, you know, like personal kind of, what's the term everyone's using now? I hate this term actually. You'll see like these Instagram stories and like it's self-care.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and it's like them doing yoga poses, then them eating their granola and the
yogurt.
Yeah. Did I say yogurt poses? Yoga poses.
No, you said yoga poses
okay,
and
yeah.
eating granola in yogurt.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
You got it right.
So it's that whole thing. And then they go to the gym and then they come back home and then they're reading part of a, 10X, book on how to, expand your
Tim Ferriss's, 4-hour work week or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. 4-hour work week again. Right. But it's so funny because like in my mind, it's not, so when you're producing content, like for people to consume, like, oh, sorry, Boats, can you hit the button to let him in? Yeah. Thank you, Boat. So cool trivia fact actually about Thailand is lots of Thais have these nicknames that people have to live here to understand it.
They chose the names themselves.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Beer.
It's not that we call him Boat because we feel
that's
like
his
calling
name.
him Boat. That's
his name. Yeah. So it's
we're not
work in Thailand. It's a bit unique.
We're not discriminatory. His name is just Boat.
Yeah. Where was I at before that?
You're talking about self-care.
Yeah. So they'll do that, right? And they got the 4-hour work week, and then what's so funny to me, right, is like they're essentially content creators, is what they say, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just not interested in watching you
do yoga and eat
and read a book. Like I don't understand what the purpose of that content is for, right? Like. What is that doing for me? Like, I'll to be honest, like if I watch a movie, it's selfish because I want to watch the movie for me.
Yeah.
Right. If I don't want to watch you
watching the movie.
Yeah.
It's exactly. the same. It's the same concept like watching people eat food. Like you'll have whatever content creator
to an extent. I will watch some like.
I know you're going where I'm going.
No, where are you going?
I was going to go. You're going to see a very, very small person, usually a small Korean girl, eat a giant.
No, but those are funny.
Ramen.
Those are funny.
Like a giant thing. You're like, how could this person fit all this food inside their body?
My wife watches this. There's a Chinese girl, right? This girl in China, and she'll have this platter of like 3 lobsters, like a grouper fish. Like it's like massive.
They just raided the local.
Yeah, and she just goes at it for 2 hours, right? And she live streams it, and this is what she does for a living, right?
Just eats food.
Yeah, just eats food, and it's a massive amount. And she's this little tiny girl, and I'm sure they've got ramen in there as well somewhere. But like,
I'm claiming bulimia. There's no way. Like, I don't know how you're gonna fit all that food in there, man. Like,
It's. I mean, it's
got to come out.
It's. Well, I'm assuming it does come out. I mean, I don't know if like after the fact is.
I mean, I hope not. I hope that's not the case.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's coming out one way or another, right? But anyway, so no, but so that has a point to it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like even if it is that,
Yeah.
like they're changing the food usually, and it's a new thing. It's trying something new. Like there's a theme to it. Just following someone doing their self-care, like I just don't.
Well, that's just like advice.
Yeah, but they're not talking to the camera.
Some people even prefer that.
And watch them do yoga poses.
Yeah. So
I mean, if you're interested in yoga, but then the granola, like I guess if you're into this healthy lifestyle thing.
No, it's just somebody showing what they're doing, and you go, oh, that's cool. I want to do it too. That's it. That's the it's just an example.
But I can't.
It's a video version of IKEA's different showrooms, and how you could arrange.
Who goes to IKEA for fun? I mean, it's fun to walk around IKEA for a minute, right?
I love IKEA.
But you're not gonna spend 8 hours a day, 6 days a week there.
No, I mean, but I have an IKEA routine.
Okay, so let me. Okay, wow. So let me take this one step further. The person who's creating content like that.
Yeah.
Why would you subscribe to that? I see you maybe going viral and being shared, and you see it one time, and you're like, "Oh, that's."
Because that content's interesting to you. You find it entertaining.
Over and over and over. See her. Now she's reading a different book.
Yeah.
Now it's another book.
I think you and I are missing out. There's some form of.
I'm pretty sure I'm not missing out.
There's some form.
I mean,
of dopamine, right? That they're
if
getting.
I was doing the yoga and reading the book, and eating the yogurt instead of the pizza, I'm missing out on that.
That's
I get that.
your requirement for.
I'm not missing out on the girl switching out the book and seeing her video.
I'm willing to call Rule 34 of the internet. You know what that is? 34.
What is this?
If it exists, there is a porn of it.
Okay.
You never heard of that?
That's Rule 34.
From you, Eric.
So, and I don't want to go down that route because we have.
Yeah, why are we going that route? What is that? How's that irrelevant?
Because the basis of it is that inherently it's entertaining. Just somebody.
No. I get that. No. You're absolutely right. Right. It's kind of like everything's subjective.
Exactly.
Everything is subjective.
Yeah.
No matter what. Right. But there happens to be market research.
Okay.
Right. Or there happens to be some sort of consensus among masses.
Okay.
Right. And those are the ones. That's where there's more money. Is what it comes down to. Right. So if it's a blockbuster movie, more people pay for it, so it is more successful. In those terms.
Okay.
Right. It's subjective. Right. If that blockbuster movie is not interesting to you because it's not artsy enough, right? You want to go see an art house film, and that makes no money. The artist probably, or that artsy guy that goes to see it, right, it's more fulfilling for him to see that than it is obviously the blockbuster movie.
Sure. So
right?
That's why the artsy movie is in theaters for those artsy guys.
Right. But it's only in a few theaters.
Sure. Now,
I mean, it's
your analysis.
So
down to like cost benefit analysis and
sure,
how
sure,
to maximize
sure,
money.
and yeah, it's coming back down to measuring success in that way, right? So it's subjective as to how you measure success, also.
Sure. So I think that the takeaway from that is that whatever you're doing.
You're talking Rule 34. You're saying like if it makes you happy,
great.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's the. I think
that's the first sentence in the Satanic Bible.
I didn't know that.
Do what makes you happy.
I didn't know that.
To that effect.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
We could go down.
You've been living the satanic life, Eric.
Have we gone down religion on the podcast before?
We're not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm not doing
You
that.
started it.
No, I didn't.
No, you said it was the first person. In the Satanic Bible.
Yeah, but the Satanists don't believe in any God.
You're now going into religion. You just said you weren't going to.
Tricked me into that. How do I walk blindly into that?
Okay. Anyways,
No, I was saying it's no religion.
the whole point of this conversation leads back to you wanted to talk about what podcasts you listen to in the morning, and then we were going to talk about what podcasts I listen to.
So, yeah, I do politics in the morning, get the anger out of the way.
Then you go to
And
more positive.
Yeah, and then on the way when I'm driving, when I don't need to be angry, I switch over to productive.
No cat videos or dog videos?
No, you can't. Podcasts.
Listen.
I don't watch YouTube while I drive.
Yeah, that's illegal.
Yeah. I listen to YouTube. I pay for YouTube Premium
So do I.
because you can swipe away the app. Or
Yeah, you can
sorry,
listen to it while it's,
and
while it's
it'll
in the
keep
background.
playing, right?
I've got Google Maps open, and then the things in
Yeah, exactly. So that's is that how you listen to your podcast? Is on
Yeah.
YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what I do too. Is I let YouTube Premium play, and then
I subscribe to
Google
them.
Maps because I still haven't figured out how to get to work every morning.
For me, Google
Right?
Maps still.
Why do you use Google Maps to reroute because traffic?
No, I do it because it's habit. It's habitual.
Okay.
I feel.
I agree with you. I found I would be doing the same thing, and I'm like, why am I using this to get home?
I
know where I live.
I could walk this route, no problem. You
Yeah.
know, but it's a comfort blanket, whatever thing. You know, it's like Charlie Brown Peanuts.
I'm not going to get lost.
He's got the little blanket that he carries around, right?
Yeah.
To me, that's Google Maps.
All right.
No matter where I'm going, I always have to turn it on. If I'm not driving with
Yeah.
it, like, so I go into autopilot. My brain goes into autopilot when I drive, and I'm only focusing on making sure I'm not hitting other people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm usually not.
I don't focus on that.
Okay.
like it's it's funny to hear to say that. I don't focus on not hitting people, right?
Okay.
I focus on hitting people. No, I don't. It's like the mode, like you go into a mode when you drive,
Sure.
right? You ever had the whole thing like you get home and you're like, fuck, I don't remember driving here. And you got all the way home. You ever have that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're there and you're like, I don't remember getting here. I just did it It was automated,
Yeah.
right? I get in that mode all the time.
Okay. For me, it's almost like when I drive,
You're literally focused on driving.
No, I'm focused on not hitting people, and I'm, for example, you're gonna hate this. I drive the speed limit. Wild, okay.
In Thailand?
Yeah,
Okay.
and in America, no, and it comes
In America, I I understand it.
the reason behind it is the inherent like habitual. It's burned into it's ingrained into me because driving in Ohio, if you don't drive the speed limit, you will get a ticket. That's it. Highways, it's a disaster.
You mean if you go over the speed limit?
Yeah, they're everywhere. Highway traffic police everywhere in Ohio. So
Really?
yeah, my dad.
Where I'm
gets
from in
tickets.
Texas, dude, it's like if you're not doing 10 or 15 over, you're gonna get like hit. Like they're gonna come up behind you.
Directly
like,
opposite in Ohio.
Oh no, not
It's
where I'm
everybody.
from.
It's every 71, which goes from Cleveland.
Like speed limit is 65. If you're not doing 85, yeah, like you're gonna have road rage. Someone's gonna want to fight you. You
in
know?
Texas.
Yeah.
In Ohio, it's completely opposite.
Oh wow.
No, don't get me wrong. There are people who drive 15 over.
Yeah.
No problem, right?
But they get tickets all the time.
And then 2 minutes down the road, I see a cop having pulled them over. They're everywhere. There's speed traps everywhere along the main highway that goes from Cleveland to Cincinnati. So it's like, forget it.
Wow.
And so I would do the route from Cleveland to Columbus because that's where I was based when I was in Ohio. So that is ingrained in me to hear as well.
But you pay attention to the speed limit here. so it's so weird to me to pay attention to the speed limit here in Thailand because the traffic, right? Like if I ever have the opportunity to get up to the speed limit,
You're good to go.
yeah, well, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna rolling the windows down, stereo blasting, like this is a moment
Yeah.
that like you got to get up onto the tollway
Yeah.
to ever get to the
100.
yeah, exactly.
It used to be 120,
Which in kilometers per hour, right?
Right.
Which I still don't know what that is in miles per hour.
70 something.
I still don't even use kilometers per hour. So see, I don't even pay attention to the speed limit ever. Never.
I'm trying to get used.
I
to
actually
the fact,
don't even know what speed limit signs look like here. I know that sounds
Wow.
crazy. They're the circle ones with the red ring and it
It's a
has
red ring and a number in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't. When I see that, it doesn't even register to me as a speed limit sign.
It's crazy because you'll see that, and then you'll see a digital board above that will have different numbers on it for different lanes too.
You know what it is? Why? Because I focused on because I've been learning Thai, right, for a long time.
Reading it.
Yeah, I've gotten into the habit of I just read literal Thai language, right? Like I'm reading that all the time.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, so I'm not. So I'm trying to read what exit this is. So I actually use my Google Maps Thai language.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's because it would be times whenever it says something in English, and then you don't have the map or you don't have the sign on top, and you're like, I don't know where to go. So
So if it's in Thai, it perfectly lines up.
yeah, most of the time. Yeah,
I think at first, when I first got here, and you and I were working on the Property Guru job,
yeah.
I was talking about how, oh man, yeah, I use Apple Maps. It's great here. And then you were like, dude, Thai roadways are so punishing. If you don't get in the right lane, you'll lose an hour off of your trip or whatever, because you have to find somewhere, you try a U-turn, whatever. It's not forgiving like in the U.S. where you can just hop off the next exit, turn around, and go back.
Yeah, no, you lost 45 minutes if you miss your exit.
Yeah.
Miss your exit.
After that conversation,
Oh, seriously?
now 2 years down the road, I've now experienced this so many times where I was like, I can't use Apple Maps anymore.
Really?
I have to use Google Maps because it's telling me exactly what lane to get into. Where. And
Yeah.
even still, sometimes if there's an on-ramp plus a frontage road
Yeah,
plus a U-turn,
yeah.
I have to make sure that I'm well aware of which one I'm eventually going to try to get onto.
I still go
really
down the
hard.
wrong way, the wrong one sometimes.
Yeah, Google still throws you off.
Yeah,
It tries, but it literally can't because the things, like the three different things are so close
Yeah,
to each
because
other.
there's like 3 meters between different lanes.
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah.
well, which one am I picking? Because
Yeah, that's the worst, right? Like, and and then it'll have the title up top, but it didn't tell you which lane
right?
that you need to be in ultimately,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
But even if it tells you in Thai, I tried to match the letters to the thing, and sometimes the letters don't even match to the exit.
No,
yeah.
they don't.
It's just like what the fuck? At least put the same name so I can like visually see. Oh, these letters is this, so I need to go this way. But they don't.
They don't.
I ran into one problem when I was coming back from IKEA, and I was taking the super tall tollway, and there's like a 50.
One of your IKEA adventures, right?
One of my
Okay.
habitual routine IKEA trips
Yeah.
on the weekend. There's a toll gate
Yeah.
that's got like 15 lanes.
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
Right, when it's the one
my
that goes to
God, yeah.
Chonburi or not, right?
Yeah.
And I thought I got into the one that's the number 1 through 4, which is for Bangna. The rest of it lets you go all the way to Ramentra and forever out.
Yeah.
I got on the one on Bangna, and I was like, oh, this is fine. It's okay. It's a problem. I didn't understand that they don't ever let you cross that because it's a different price.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Did
Yeah.
that. Had the worst time of my life. Had to come all the way back to IKEA, back up onto the tollway
To
do
get
it
on
again.
to the yeah.
Oh.
I know the pain. I know the feeling. Tell me about your IKEA.
IKEA routine.
Yeah, you have
All right, here we go.
you have a like you got a printed plan.
Yeah, exactly. I got it
Okay.
tattooed on my back. No, it's.
Wait, but what are you even no matter what you're buying this time?
I could be buying nothing. Half the time, I'm not buying anything.
Or you could be furnishing your whole house. You're doing this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is
Just like the meatballs, don't you?
Don't tell me it's follow the arrows. 'Cause
ready for this. You're gonna love this.
I walk it backwards. I don't know.
No, I mean, you go in, and we're talking about IKEA Bangna, not Bangyai, which is on the other side of the planet. Go there, pull in, try to find parking, get it on the IKEA side. Go in. This is with my wife and my daughter. Get the stroller ready to go, whatever. Go in, go up the elevator. Go through the showroom first. Follow the whole path. When you get to the first juice bar, get juice. Keep going.
Okay, I like
Right?
your idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going. Get to the restaurant. If we get there,
Wait, the juice bar like in the cabinet area.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they got good juice.
That's close to the end, isn't it?
Sort of.
Does it
But you're
juice
thirsty
bar?
at some point. Yeah, they got like
How
coconut
long
juice
has it
or whatever
been there?
for a while. But anyways, we always go through the showroom, and this is time for my wife and I just to like BS about like our lives. Because usually my morning routine is I wake up, it's all focused on our daughter, and then I come to work.
What is BSing about your lives? What define that?
So we essentially, back in Myanmar, our entire home is furnished by IKEA stuff. But
They have IKEA in Myanmar?
no. So all the stuff we see in IKEA is all stuff that we have in our house in Myanmar, in our condo in Myanmar. While we were in Myanmar, we would fly to Thailand, get stuff, or we'd ship it over the border, or we'd pay or whatever, right? And so
Got
we'd
it.
see stuff and be like, oh, you remember that one thing we have it at home? Oh, the other home. Oh, we miss it. That kind of thing. So it's reminiscing about our...
Do you still have the apartment there?
Yeah.
Do you guys still pay for it?
We bought it.
Oh, you own it.
We own it.
Okay.
We own it. Our business is there and everything.
So you still have everything there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible, man.
Yeah, I built out an entire home, and I was going to live there for 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later.
The coup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we've been doing is periodically people will travel to Bangkok now for whatever, family members, and they offer to bring stuff over. So for example, the most recent trip, somebody brought pots and pans.
Okay, so I'm not laughing at your situation at
No.
all. I'm laughing at the irony in this.
Yeah.
And that is you came to Thailand, brought all this stuff to Myanmar.
Yep.
And now you're bringing it all back to Thailand.
Right. And it's all from IKEA.
Yeah. Is it going to survive the trip?
Yeah, I mean, it's pots and pans.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
IKEA furniture falls apart eventually in my experience.
Yeah, there's not a ton of IKEA furniture that we have. It's mostly kitchen stuff.
So this is the one thing that IKEA is great for. It's cheap, and high and it's usually
Good value for the money.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't get, and then there's a big selection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The most recent thing we brought over was like an all-in-one Nespresso machine that has both like steam milk.
From IKEA?
So there was a logistics company in Myanmar, in Yangon, that they had built a logistics line between IKEA Bangna and Yangon.
Oh, okay.
And they would buy all the stuff, and they built their own version of IKEA in a space that's about the size of this office. They stocked it full of IKEA stuff. They bought it at cost, and then they put a 20% markup on it. So you could go to IKEA, which was a place in like a really rich neighborhood, which was some dude's house. Go over there. It's like he took his whole home, took all the crap out of his home, put in IKEA showroom shelves, everything like that, and you go in, you just pick stuff off the shelves and buy it.
So this is one of the things I love about Southeast Asia. You run into the most random, like, almost, how do you say? It's like
This couldn't exist anywhere else.
Situations you would never think about or are just so unique in that way. Like when I did the shot-for-shot remake of the Enrique Iglesias movie.
Yeah.
For the super rich kid in Myanmar.
Yeah.
Like you would never, no one would ever do that anywhere. Right?
No.
Yeah, and
That was his time.
you're pitching yourself not because you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. You're kind of like,
Is this real?
yeah, it's
I am in a simulation, aren't I?
But
yeah, but it's like being, but you're like, it's not real as in like so amazing. It's so strange. It's like you're in a sitcom.
Yeah.
Like
You're in the
am I
Truman Show.
Seinfeld or yeah, exactly. A Truman Show. But it's not that because like Truman Show is like picture perfect.
Right.
Right. Like this is like the most. It's a random. It's strange.
Yeah.
You're like, am I in this really strange simulation? Yeah. Exactly.
So that place was there.
Yeah. So that's one of those things. Is
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're like, this isn't IKEA,
IKEA
but it's IKEA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're very resourceful here.
Resourceful.
Resourceful. Yeah.
You need a job, get a toaster, sell toast at the side of the road next to the BTS, and there you go. That's your job.
I've not seen the toast lady.
Not anymore, but I used to see her every day.
A lady that sold toast on the road?
Yes, literally, she had her toaster. She's like, and
This is not
Wait,
exactly.
Are you talking about the panini press? Or are you talking about a literal American toaster?
American toaster. She would sell toasted bread for like 20 baht.
This is just not the level of like craziness I was looking for, though.
No, but they're so resourceful. I find that's the same
Oh,
thing
yeah,
with
sure.
IKEA guy, right? It's like that's why there's so little.
He saw that
Okay.
all the foreigners wanted to buy IKEA furniture, but didn't want to
Yeah.
have to fly to Bangkok for it. So
Yeah.
instead, they just bought it there, paid the 20% markup instead of buying a plane ticket and luggage fees.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't have to leave the country.
Yeah.
That's why there's little unemployment. People will find a way to they'll not depend on the government to give them a job. They'll make their own. They'll create their own niche. They'll create their own like.
Sure.
It's like,
But it's the whole model of Southeast Asia, in my opinion, right? Like it's like you support your family.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everyone works together
Mm-hmm.
to make sure you survive instead of like at 18 you move out and then you're, on your own and
I had a really interesting conversation with my wife about this. We were getting health insurance for everybody,
yeah.
and we were going to pull the trigger, and the day before we did it, or no, the day after, like there were 2 days in the process. One was going and signing up for it and agreeing to the price, and another day
Yeah.
was to go back and to fill out the paperwork and pay. And in between that, the few days between that, my wife was like, I'm so uncomfortable with this. I don't know why we're paying for insurance. Nobody ever does this. Like, if something happens, we'll just sell our home and all our gold and pay for the procedures. And I was like, no, you know how
That's
you
a very
realize
Southeast Asian thing. We're going to sell all our gold
Yeah, exactly. To pay for the thing. And I was like,
because that's how you save money, right? You buy gold and then you keep it.
yeah. And it appreciates over time.
Yeah.
And it also prevents you from immediately being able to buy something.
Yeah. Instead
And I
of
was
putting
like-
it into the bank.
I was like, honey, insurance for our daughter is going to be about $2,000 a year. Every time we've had to take her to the hospital, it's been $1,500 to pay for the whole thing. You understand how the math works, right? I pay $2,000 now. The chances of my daughter going to the hospital again, because she's gone to the hospital twice in 2 months now, that chance is really high. Let's pay for it now, and when it happens,
You got a copay.
yeah, it's covered completely.
Yeah.
I have no problem, right? I show my AIA card, done, walk away. And she was like, "Yeah, it makes sense for her, but what about us?" And I was like, "Honey, my premium for the whole year is $800. One trip to the hospital, we're good to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something will happen, and if not, I'll just go to pay.
Yeah.
You know." And
Yeah.
she was, and her mindset of it.
It's such a different thing here.
Why would we
It's the
ever
same thing with
prepay for
my
health?
wife. My wife's same thing. So my wife is okay with insurance and understands it, but it's like still the gold thing though. Is like that's my life. Like you just described part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, where it's like we're gonna
Honey, let's buy gold.
yeah, or it's like I need to save money. I'm gonna buy gold,
Yes.
and I'm like, let's put it in the bank.
Yeah.
And there's the worry of like, well, if it's in the bank and I have a debit card, I
can
have
use it.
access to it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I understand the whole like
It's like
putting it out of sight, out of mind.
It's like
Or-
Alcoholics
you know what I mean?
Anonymous. Like,
Yeah. No, but some people don't have control, dude.
yeah.
Like really bad.
So it's a
right?
good idea to buy gold for them.
I guess so. Yeah, but I don't. Okay, so this is what I don't like. I don't like carrying cash around. Right, like whenever I would do productions when I first moved here, and I'd have like a stupid amount of money on it, right, on me, right. Like, it was so weird to me at first, right. But there are a lot of things here you had to pay cash for. Like if you're in the islands, you got to pay boats and
Yeah,
all this,
yeah.
right. And you'd be carrying around like $50,000 in cash.
Yeah.
And whenever I first did that, I was like, this is so crazy. And what was nuts is I remember going into a Casacorn bank. This is in Central World, Casacorn in Central World,
Yeah.
right? Biggest shopping mall that there, maybe Sion Paragon's or whatever,
yeah.
right? But one of the top 3 shopping malls in Bangkok, right? And we got a lot of shopping malls. If you hadn't been to Bangkok, like this is the shopping mall capital of the world.
Yeah,
Louis Vuitton, Versace, everywhere, all over the place.
Literally across from each other. It's
Yeah.
it's like in Texas. Like
It's
in Texas,
crazy.
there's a Starbucks across from a Starbucks.
Yeah.
Same thing here. There's
That's-
the Gucci across from a Gucci.
Yeah, but it's the 1%, 1%ers fashion stores. It's the weirdest thing, right? But anyway, so I was in the Casacorn Bank and I was withdrawing. What was this for? I don't remember, like Apple or something like that. I think it was the photo shoot we were producing for Apple's stock photos for like the iPads they have in the stores or something
Yeah.
right there. They're shooting in the islands, and I got back and I was needing to withdraw like a bunch of cash to pay people, and just in some like little closet, like There's a guy. They had the door open, and this is Friday at like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Everyone's there, cashing their check. Like you you go and get your number, get your queue number, right? You sit in the chair. The whole chair's full. All the chairs are full. There's people standing because there's so many, right? I'm in the front row, waiting for my number to be called, and there's this little closet. Like, so you got all the tellers set up, and then you got this the tellers, and then you got like all the bankers. There's just one closet between them, like or on the wall. There's a door, right? And it's a little closet inside in there. And this guy has got piles and piles of cash, with the door wide open, just like, and he's like reorganizing.
I've seen that.
And he's grabbing it like, and he's I don't know why it's not
Locked.
in a safe or something. I mean, I don't know. Where do you keep cash in a bank?
In the safe.
In the safe, right?
Yeah.
Right, except for whatever they sign out to the tellers or whatever, right?
Exactly, and it goes in
Yeah,
the drawer.
but you just had piles and piles of cash there, door wide open. Anyone could have run in and take.
Sure.
And it was just this weird, like, I would go to summer camp, and my mom would give me cash, and she would take half of it and change it into quarters and put it into little film containers.
Okay.
Right, because they same size, right?
Yeah.
And she put it in different areas of my bag so that if I lost one here, I'd be able to find another one there. If someone got in my bag to steal, like, I had cash, like, she would distribute it everywhere, right? So I was raised with this whole like paranoid
Don't keep a ton of cash
strategy,
there,
on how to make sure you don't lose your money, right? And so like that. So whenever my wife's like, "Hey, let's buy gold," I'm like, "No way! I want it in a bank. I'm going to lose the gold."
Yeah.
You know,
What
like,
if you lose it?
exactly. So that was where I was going with that whole story. But the way that the money's handled here is just strange. That guy on the floor handling all the cash is just like,
It's no problem.
I mean, dude, he must have had, I don't know, $200,000 just.
Sure.
And he's just like sitting here. He's like, "Where's my phone?" Texting his wife.
Honey,
some
make sure you
cash
get the
there.
grab order. Oh, boop, boop.
Yeah. It was just so weird, man. And I'm like, why is he not in a safe? Unless that closet is the safe. I don't know.
Right?
But it was so crazy to me.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, when we travel, I don't know about you, but when I was traveling, when I went to New York and stuff, I had money in my socks. I had money in a pocket that's inside my underwear. So even if they stole my pants, like, you wouldn't know. Dude, yeah, like my mom was like, got me this thing. It's like
Normally, when you do that at the airport, you get flagged for like money laundering or trying to bring drug money into the States.
he's literally laundering his money
washing it. He puts it into his laundry.
in his underwear. Yeah.
You guys never heard of that? Like there were like literally pockets that are like goes inside your underwear.
No,
like
but I did this when I was at summer camp because I was.
You didn't wanna lose it.
I was 10 years old. I didn't have a debit card. Like my cash for that whole time was all the cash I had. You know,
Right.
I'm talking like 20 years ago when like drove down to New York. New York City is like known for like being dangerous, right? So it's just like
You know, it's funny. This
you wanted to have like
this circles
cash
back to another
everywhere.
conversation about you driving a car across the border.
Yeah. Oh, this is why. This is why he's high.
Because putting money everywhere.
That's not the only thing you were taking across the border. Yeah, I don't know. Now, whenever I go anywhere,
No.
right, like out of country, like so we went to Europe last week for a vacation, right, and I have my debit card that I'll keep. Or I'm sorry, I'll keep a credit card on me, and then
Yeah.
I'll keep another credit card in my bag back at the hotel room.
Just in case.
If I was mugged or something,
Yeah.
right? I'm not stuck in another country.
Yeah.
I got my credit cards split up. So I do that. But I don't try to get cash out while I'm there either. I try to use my debit card for everything.
Yeah, sure.
But Rinda wanted to get cash out and pay cash for everything. I mean, we did it. We got cash out anyways. But
Yeah.
like, yeah. So I do have that fear. I won't put all my credit cards in one place. If my wallet's stolen, you know, I'd be calling you, telling you to send me money, Western Union, man.
What's their name?
Len, I need some cash.
If you don't have a wallet,
Yeah.
your credit cards, debit cards, it's the only option.
Do you guys
Yeah,
remember
but
the
you
age
can
of
take
traveler's
Western-
checks?
And if your passport's gone, like,
You can't get
I don't know
Western
what
Union
you
if you
do.
lose your passport.
huh?
You need ID to get the money from Western
I don't
Union.
keep my passport on me.
No, that's what, but if you lose your passport and you
No.
lose your credit card, you go to Western Union for your parents or your friends to send you money. You still can't because you don't have ID.
I don't keep my passport on me. I keep it locked away in the hotel room.
In the safe
Yeah.
that they have a key to.
No, because okay, I had a really bad experience with that one time.
Oh.
I forgot to get the passport out of the safe when I left the room.
Oh.
Yeah, and I got to the airport. This is the first time or one of the first times I came in Thailand. Right? And I was 2 hours from the airport.
Oh my god.
And so this is another amazing thing in Southeast Asia. One of those like, I can't believe that this actually happened, right? Not me doing that. I mean, I still can't believe I did that. I did do it. But then I called the hotel up and I was like, hey, oh no, the reason why I left it is because they had the hotel safe. I put it in the I put it in my room safe. It was in the room safe, not the hotel safe. It was in the room safe in the hotel room, right? And I called them up and I said, hey, I checked out. I'm at the airport. Do you guys have my passport? They said, and they went and looked and like, yeah, it's here. And I asked them if they could give it to a taxi.
to drive it to.
This is before Grab. And they did. And they gave it to the taxi. And he drove it from like 2 hours outside of town. And we met halfway on the road at a gas station. His taxi driver talking to that taxi driver that was with me. This is before Grab, no Uber or whatever, right?
Wow.
And they were talking, and I didn't know what was happening. And then he showed up, and they gave me the passport.
And you made it back to the airport, no problem.
Yeah,
Fine.
no issue at all.
Was it expensive to?
Well, yeah, I went up. I came out of Suvarnabhumi Airport, and I asked the driver, said, "Hey, how much to go to this place, right, where I needed to go meet him?" And I don't know. They said like 3,000 baht. I said, "I'll give you 5,000 if you go fast." Right, because I didn't want to miss my flight, and so
He's
like
like-
to try to make an impression to them, right? And so they floored it, met them halfway.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty.
That's a wild story. I'm glad you got your passport.
Yeah, it was. I still can't believe that they like. I feel like you're not allowed to do that. Like you shouldn't be able to just.
But there's no law against it.
There's a lot of things in Thailand that you're not allowed to do that
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like
people still do.
there's a lot of benefit to it actually.
No.
Right? But no, I'm
There's a-
pretty
there's
sure
a-
that's illegal. I checked into the hotel, then I checked out. They just give someone randomly calls them on the phone, no proof that it's me, and then they ask that person to give the passport to a taxi driver, and they do. Like,
Yeah, but
That's
who's
straight
gonna be
up-
like calling a hotel, like, hey, check every room. You gave them your room number, right?
Honestly
So
speaking, at that point, nobody's caring about that anymore. And also, they're just, you know what? Whatever happens, happens.
yeah.
Sabai.
I'm glad you got your.
Let's
Does
go.
he want to join?
Yeah, I feel like he wants to join.
He loves. I see this trend where every time you and I are talking, he always wants to be part of it.
So he's feeling left out right now.
Yeah.